Hey, this is Ashley Christian. I'm the CEO of Groundbreaker Marketing. We work exclusively with septic and excavation companies. And today I'm going to show you a case study of how we got one client that we just started working with, 50 leads in 9 days. Now, when I say 50 leads, okay, it's technically 47 leads, just to be really honest. And if I waited a couple hours, it would be 50 leads. But I have meetings with clients this afternoon, so I'm recording the video now. Just wanted to clear that up. So I'm going to show you the way that we optimize it to the highest degree to get the best results possible. So let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen. So when we look at these leads, we can see the most recent lead was on 3/29. The first one came on 3/21. So 3/21 to 3/29, that's about 8 days basically to get 47 leads. They were not charged for all of these leads, which is very normal with Google local service ads. That's the issue that this particular client ran into, is they had worked with another agency for about 4 months to try to get their local service ads verified, and they could not get past the verification process. And what we did differently is, it's like a secret handshake with Google, really. They didn't have the correct license, and then they didn't have the right name on the right license. So the way that you would get around that is you have to say a certain thing in a certain way, and then you have to send an email in a certain timing that says certain particular words, and then they approve it. It's sort of like if you've ever eaten an In-N-Out before, they have this secret menu that's not actually on the menu, but if you're an In-N-Out burger aficionado, you know about the secret menu and you can order off there. Well, same thing with Google. You kind of have to know the secret Google handshake. So needless to say, we were able to get the license approved for this client, which was a huge win after they had tried for months and months and not had any success. The goal is to be about 85% answering every single phone call and message. The reason being, with local service ads, Google is actually recording these phone calls and they know whether or not you answer them. Google they know if you pick up the phone, and if you consistently don't answer your phone, they're going to stop showing your ad as much as they do other people. You're going to be lower down in the rankings. Second most important thing is you have to have good Google reviews. So totally different client, but we just started with another client who did not have a Google business profile. And if you run local service ads, you have to have a Google business profile. The two get attached, and then your reviews from your Google business profile get attached to your local service ads. And so when someone is looking through a list of different competitors in your area that are offering these same services, and you have 2 reviews and someone else has 50 reviews, guess who they're probably going to pick? Asking for the review in the moment while you're still standing there with the customer is the best way to get consistent reviews. If you have the most or a high amount of reviews in comparison to all your local competition, you're probably looking at potentially millions of dollars, just because you're going to get phone calls from your Google business profile and you're going to get phone calls from your local service ad account in such greater quantities than your competitors. So I cannot overstate the importance of reviews enough. That's why we've developed this AI software that helps with reviews. We have these NFC cards that we give out to our clients. And if you look at it, you just tap on the back and it brings up a review link, real easy. And the reason that this works so well is because when you ask the customer for the review and you tap it to their phone, it walks them through the review process in it's like a 1-minute process. So because you're really prompting them to do it in that moment, they're so much more likely to leave a review. But basically, it's going to have your logo on it, and then it's going to say, how is your experience? And it's going to give them these happy face, medium face, like straight face, and sad face. Now, if someone picks the bad or okay, it's going to prompt them to email you instead of leaving a review. If they pick good or excellent, it's going to take them through the process to leave you a review. If you click on excellent, it's going to ask them a list of questions. What did you like the most? Professional, efficient, knowledgeable, courteous, timely, everything. And so it's just going to give them, it's just a couple taps, and then it says, would you be willing to leave a review on Google? And then it writes the review for them right here. So the review is written for them, which is pretty awesome. And then you click and copy, go to Google. So it's going to copy it and it's going to redirect them to your Google Business Profile link. The other cool thing about that is when this app is writing the review for them, it's including the name of the cities that you serve. And so if you're trying to get shown in a wider radius away from just like your 10-mile radius around your town and you want to get more phone calls from the surrounding areas, that will help it because it's feeding the right keywords to the Google algorithm from your Google Business Profile. So it's doing that. It's getting you more reviews. This is going to help you get organic phone calls that you don't have to pay for, your Google Business Profile. It's also going to help you get more phone calls into your local service ad account. Make sure that not only are you answering your phone, but you're solving the customer's problem in the first interaction. So that means scheduling them on that first phone call so that you're getting their business, actually booking the phone call. So you're going for an 85% booking rate. That should be your goal. When you have that done, plus one more ingredient I'm going to share with you. When you have all of those ingredients, you're going to kill it on local service ads and get the kind of results that you're seeing from this client and potentially even better results. The thing that you have to do with local service ads is you have to close the feedback loop. So there's all of these phone calls. You're either marking it booked and you're giving the phone call a rating saying it was a good phone call, it was medium, it was terrible, and then you're telling it why. And so giving Google all that information back and doing it immediately after the phone call, you or someone on your team are getting in here and giving Google all that feedback. And you're telling Google what phone calls are good ones and which ones you've booked, you're going to get a cheaper cost per lead. You're going to get more leads. Like that information is so important to Google. That's one of the primary ways that we optimize the account. So we used to have a human being on our team that was going through and their full-time job was to rate all these leads in Google local service ads, because you can just imagine having served over 60 clients in the last 2 years, you could just imagine how many phone calls this looks like. So we used to have multiple team members, actually. One was full-time and several other did this as part of their job to rate those leads. But recently we have used AI and we've gotten approval from Google for Google API integration, which is a special process we had to go through. And we've taught and trained AI and how to actually do that whole process of rating the leads and giving feedback to Google and doing it immediately after the phone calls. And what we find is anytime that we use AI and we use it with the human architecting the whole thing and then quality controlling it on the back end, we find that our clients are getting better results and they're getting them faster with the use of AI. So we use AI as much as possible in our agency because we're getting our clients better results. So that's one of the services that we offer. If you're interested in seeing how we can either help optimize your Google local service ads that you're running or get them started from the beginning and help you get more reviews, we'd love to talk to you. So please book a call.